Hello students, welcome to digital class. Today I am going to explain to you about an exciting topic, emergence of kingdoms and republics. In the previous section we learned about community decision making in a tribe. In that we learned about the life of Gonds from Adilabad district, how they shared all the resources equally among themselves, how they celebrated their festivals, how they solved their problems with the help of Patla, the village headman, the council Panch. In this chapter we learn how these kind of small tribal communities emerged as kingdoms and republics. Especially we learn about Gangetic Valley, how the tribals settled in this Gangetic Valley, how they were called Janas, Janapadas, Mahajanapadas. We learned about 16 Mahajanapadas and the republican form of governments that were present in those days. If you are ready with your textbooks and notebooks, we will start. Emergence of kingdoms and republics. Let us understand the title. Emergence means begin. Kingdoms, vast areas ruled by kings, and republics are ruled by group of people. In this chapter you are going to learn about the Ganges Valley 2700 years ago, 16 Mahajanapadas, villages in the time of Mahajanapadas, how the people lived in cities of Mahajanapadas, how the kings emerged as powerful, maintained armies and levied taxes on the people. We also study about Magadha, how it rose as a powerful kingdom. We study about Vajji kingdom, which followed a Ghana, a republican form of government. I am sure children, after the completion of this session, you will be able to learn about the Gangetic Valley and terms like Jana, Janapadas and Mahajanapadas. You can locate 16 Mahajanapadas in the outline map of India. Reflect on the excavations, religious books which gave clear information about Mahajanapadas. Differentiate between our villages with the villages of Mahajanapadas. Like the craftsmanship of Mahajanapadas men. Analyze the administration by the kings in collecting taxes and maintain armies. Feel sorry for the dasas being used. List out the reasons how Magadha kingdom emerged as a powerful kingdom. Finally, appreciate Ghana, a republican system in Vajji Mahajanapada. Let us begin our session with understanding the Gangetic Valley, which existed 2700 years ago from Janapadas to Mahajanapadas. Students, look at the map given on the screen. It is the area green shaded on the north part of India is Gangetic Plain, where the Ganges Valley consists of Ganga, Yamuna rivers flow between the Himalayas and hills of Deccan Plateau. they receive high rainfall. That's why these areas are very fertile. Rivers flow throughout the year, bring silt to make these plains very fertile. Let us understand Jana, Janapadas and Mahajanapadas. Jana is a Sanskrit word which means tribal people settled on the Ganges river, on the banks of Ganges river. Janapada means the places where these Janas settled. Mahajanapadas consisting of large group of villages and towns settled in Gangetic Valley are called Mahajanapadas. Students, can you observe this map? There are 16 Mahajanapadas in this map, which existed 2500 years ago. Let us see from the top. The first one Kamboja, the second one Gandhara, the third one Kuru, the fourth one Panchala, the fifth one Kosala, the sixth one Malaya, the seventh one Vajji, the eighth one Anga, the ninth one Magadha, the 10th one Kashi, the 11th one Vatsa, the 12th one Chezi, the 13th one Asamaka, the 14th one Avanti, the 15th one Malaya, the 16th one Surasena. Students, can you locate the Mahajanapada which is in the south part of India? That is Asamaka Mahajanapada. Then we discussed these Mahajanapadas existed 2500 years ago. Then how did we know about these Mahajanapadas? We learned from two sources. One is archaeological excavations, the second one is the books. What do you mean by archaeological excavations? Archaeological excavations means archaeologists, they dig some sites, they study about the history, and the books which related to those days we will see in a detailed manner. The first one, archaeological excavation sites, Delhi, Atranjikera, Kaushambi near Allahabad, Patna, Ayodhya and Rajgir, etc. These are the images. The old city was excavated and the people involved in excavating historical sites. The books which belong to Mahajanapadas were written by Brahmins, Buddhists, Jain monks and some of the scholars from Greece. Here are some important books: Upanishads, Dharma Sutras, Diganikaya, Majjini Manikaya, Herodotus History and Strabo, etc. As you can see in the images, these are the manuscripts of Upanishads and Dharma Sutras. Let us understand what sort of people lived in the villages in the times of Mahajanapadas. Importantly, we have to understand the people like Grihapatis or Gahapatis lived in the villages. Grihapati, being a landowner, acts as village headman, sometimes tax collector, sometimes judge and some other times as a policeman to maintain law and order in the villages. We also learned about dasas and slaves during the time of Mahajanapadas. Let us understand who is a slave. Slave is a man may be encaptured in the wars, works for the owner or grihapatis without any wages. Let us understand Bartukas. Bartukas were the workers who work in the field of grihapatis for wages. Along with these people, you can find craft persons lived in Mahajanapadas. As you can observe in our villages also, these craftsmen exist. Blacksmiths, they made plowshares, sickles, axes and arrows. Carpenters, as you know, they made wooden tools and furniture. Potters, who made beautiful pots for cooking and storing grains. Weavers wove cloth for villages. Above all, these craftsmen were used by grihapatis and they received grains in return for their service. Students, can you identify these images? Yes. The first one showing about the craftsman, blacksmith making some tools out of iron. The second image shows carpenter working with the wood. The third image shows the potter makes pots. The fourth image shows weaver weaves on handlooms. These are craft persons existed during the time of Mahajanapadas. These are some of the beautiful pots excavated from Mahajanapadas. You can witness the craftsmanship of these people with a lot of designs on these pots. Let us understand the cities of Mahajanapadas. Probably these cities were inhabited by poor people like slaves and servants. Craftsmen produced goods for trade, pots beautiful and fantastic, and had great demand in all other cities. Fine cloths were made and had demand in other Mahajanapadas. Gold and silver jewelry was made. They made vessels out of bronze, copper and iron. And also cities are inhabited by professionals like soldiers, accountants, masons, horse trainers, sweepers, water carriers, wood and ivory carvers. Let us understand who are the traders. Those who buy and sell the produce were called traders. They bought all the material from the craftsmen and they sold in distant Mahajanapadas or other Janapadas. They also bought materials from other Janapadas and sold in their own Mahajanapadas. That's how these traders carried their trade in caravans with animals like donkeys, oxen and camels. They became very rich and lived in places with servants and slaves. Kings, army and taxes. Kings who became very powerful, who conquered other countries, maintained army for two reasons. The first reason was to ensure that the people followed their orders. The second reason was to protect their country from other rulers. In the process, they built strong fortresses of wood, stone, brick and mud. All this required a lot of money. Soldiers, brick makers, building workers had to be paid wages. Students, you can see the beautiful city of Kaushambi. It was excavated and built very strongly with this fort. How high it is. You can see these Mahajanapadas kings levied taxes on the people to maintain army and build palaces, fortresses and pay wages to brickmakers, builders and construction workers. The kings imposed taxes on the people. In our times, governments levy taxes on people to build public buildings like schools, colleges, hospitals, construction of barrages, roads and railways, etc. Carry on social welfare activities like providing ration, pension, etc. Governments of our times also impose taxes on the people in various ways. Let us understand what is Bhaga. Here in Mahajanapadas, everybody was taxed. The reason, they need a lot of money for maintaining army as well as for the constructions. Grihapati, being a landowner, was taxed. Grihapati divides his produce into 6 equal halves. One part he pays as a tax to the king. That one part is known as Bhaga. Craft persons paid taxes to the king by working freely one day every month in the farm. Herders also paid taxes in the form of animal produce. Traders were taxed on the goods they sold elsewhere. Hunters and gatherers also taxed by the governments by giving forest produce like hides, woods, etc. Probably coins had been used in this period to pay taxes. Encouragement to farmers and traders. Our present governments also encourage farmers and traders to get more money, to get more tax and have beautiful life. Why did they encourage? We learned they encouraged farmers to have more agriculture with irrigation and new methods of cultivation, to get more produce and to get more taxes from them. And also traders were encouraged to have more trade with distant kingdoms, to have more tax from them. So the traders became very rich and they acted as headmen and sometimes they became tax collectors. These tax collectors looted people and did not pay taxes to kings and became so powerful. Here you can observe the farmer in the farm work and the traders were carried on caravan. Here we have to understand special kingdom, that is nothing but Magadha. Students, can you identify Magadha in the map of India? Yes, Magadha is located here on the north part of India. So Magadha became powerful because of various reasons. We can say here Magadha is being blessed with river Ganges. River Ganges, as you know, ever flowing river, irrigating all the fields and contains fertile lands which were suitable for agriculture. And also they act as waterways, transporting goods and people from one place to another place easily. As you saw, the location of Magadha was near the forests. On the north part of Magadha, there were huge forests, dense forests situated, from which they captured elephants and trained them to use in wars. They also got wood from the forests to build strong fortresses, palaces and chariots. The Magadha kingdom also is endowed with iron ores on the south part to make strong weapons which were not available for other Mahajanapadas. These Magadha Janapada became very powerful. It was ruled by powerful kings like Bimbisara, Ajatashatru, and more importantly, notable king was Mahapadmananda. He extended his kingdom from north east part to Odisha. Children, can you observe this image? This image is showing king going out of the palace. How beautiful it was. From Sanchi Stupa, king was received with trumpets and women on the balconies giving floral tribute to the king when he is going out. Kings became very powerful, waging wars against each other. As you can see in the Sanchi's panel, you can observe elephantry, cavalry, chariots, archery and other soldiers fighting war. Let us understand one more Mahajanapada, Vajji, which is following a form of government, a Ghana. Can you locate Vajji in the Indian map? Yes, this is the Vajji on the north part of India. There are two types of kingdoms mentioned in this session. Especially you could see this image showing about a king who ruled kingdoms. Kings were not elected, they are hereditary successors. Let us understand what do you mean by hereditary. Hereditary is nothing but the son succeeds his father as the king after the death of his father or after his removal. This is known as hereditary. In some of the Mahajanapadas, you found Magadha Janapada was a kingdom which followed hereditary. As you had seen already, Bimbisara succeeded by Ajatashatru. Ajatashatru was succeeded by Mahapadmananda. The second type of kingdom we have seen in this chapter is republic form of government. Students, can you identify this man in the image? He is the President of India. He was not chosen hereditarily. He was elected representative. That's how we call it republics where people's rule, not hereditary. Example, Vajji. What is a Ghana? Ghana is nothing but a form of government where a group of rulers rule, not the single ruler. In some of the Ghanas, you found thousands of the rulers were there, each one called Raja. They take decisions in the assemblies by discussions and decision making is taken place in the assemblies. Most importantly, women, slaves, wage earners could not participate in these assemblies. Students, can you observe this image? Yeah, all these Rajas sitting in a circle and discussing, having decisions in the assembly. Can you identify these images, children? Yeah, the first one shows Gautama Buddha image. Gautama Buddha was the great reformer who found the Buddhism. He taught to the world peace, non-violence and the great middle path. In the second image you can observe Vardhamana Mahavira, the 24th Tirthankar. He was the person who found Jainism. Jainism teaches about non-violence and peace. So these two great men belong to Ganas. They lived during the time of Mahajanapadas on the banks of Ganges river. Keywords: kingdom, which is ruled by king, vast area it was. Republic, people's representatives work as Rajas. Janapada, the place where tribal communities live. Mahajanapadas, the large group of villages and towns settled by these tribals were called Mahajanapadas. Dasas, nothing but slaves who work for no wages. Bartukas, who were paid laborers working in the fields of Grihapatis or Gahapatis. Grihapatis were the landowners, existed during the Mahajanapadas, acted as headmen, tax collectors, sometimes judges and policemen to maintain law and order in the villages of Mahajanapadas. Before winding up of this session, let us recap Gangetic Valley, Gana, Janapada, Mahajanapada. How did we learn about these Janapadas? With archaeological excavations and books. Villages and towns. Who are the people existed in the villages and towns? Kings, army and taxes. Magadha, a powerful kingdom. And finally we learned Vajji, a Gana. Activity. Choose the correct answer. Jana is a word from Greek, Persia, Urdu, Sanskrit. In the southern part of Magadha, there were dash ore deposits used for making weapons: gold, iron, silver, tin. Tax paid by the Grihapatis was called Bala, Udranga, Baga, Nan. The Mahajanapada that had republican form of government: Vajji, Anga, Vanga, Kaushambi. Questions. The first question: why did villages and towns develop near Gangetic Valley? The second question: compare the Gana with Gond Panch. What similarities and differences do you see between them? For better understanding of the concepts, solve worksheets. Please visit the official website of SCRT for worksheets. Students, well, so far we have learned about kingdoms and republics, how Mahajanapadas existed, and how the people lived in the villages and towns of Mahajanapadas. We learned about powerful kings who maintained armies, levied taxes on the people and collected from them. We learned how Magadha became so powerful, and finally we studied Vajji, a Ghana, a republican form of government. In the next session, we learn about empires, emperors. Especially we learn about Mauryan Empire, which was ruled by one of the greatest kings ever ruled India, the King Ashoka. In that we study how Ashoka implemented Dhamma and appointed Dhamma Mahamatras to preach peace and non-violence. And also we study about Deccan empires like Shatavahanas, Ikshvakas, and in the north we study Gupta Empire. All the very best. Thank you.